Devin Epps is on the board, so you won't be seeing him today because you don't need to see his face.
Hey, but you'll hear me.
You hear him, and I don't want to hear much of his mouth today since he's off camera. So he's going to take up on Greg's role of being 40%. Right now he's working at 50% because I don't know what he's doing behind the camera right now. Willie Negro's in the building.
What's good? What's good?
And we also have special guests. First off, right now this is all Morgan in the building. See, this is the reason why I don't want to hear him that much today. Because he went to this other school on the west side of town. He went there. Whatever. Yes, he's definitely the ops.
Definitely the ops.
Definitely the ops.
Homecoming for us. We're on the football team.
So
that's this weekend.
We have another Morgan Knight alumni. That's another thing too. This is alumni. We're not just saying alumni because we don't go there no more. Like, no, we actually got our degrees and stuff. Because, you know, people slipping quick to call somebody an alumni. I done seen people, they be like, yo, I'm an alumni of this school. I'm like, nigga, you didn't even graduate.
You visited.
You know what I'm saying? You visited for a few years, then you dropped out. But what we have right here is my homie, Michelle Brantley, and she's going to talk to us about her business with solutions and everything. But y'all can see right there, beautiful young lady. We're going to get into everything about her business and everything, and I'm going to just let her take it away in a second. So how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, and it's wonderful to meet some fellow alumni of Morgan State University and a stray. You know, you brought a stray It's all good. He went to a college in the city, so I guess that makes it okay.
That's cute.
But I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to having a good conversation.
Definitely. Greg just texted me, by the way, so if he comes, you might can leave. I want to put that out there. If he comes, you can leave. You can leave.
Did Greg even go to college?
I don't know. It's a cheap shot for him.
Yeah.
Cheap shot for him.
That's hate. That's hate.
So, Greg, this is why we go, matter of fact, 30% just for that one. But, so, Michelle, what made you even want to start your business anyway? Like, cause you know, a lot of people, I want you to go, but a lot of people always talk about they start their business, and one of the things that people don't start things because of fear. So what made you just step out there and say, you know what, it's time for me to start my own business?
Well, even from the days of Morgan State, I've always been an entrepreneur. Coming to Morgan, coming from New Jersey, where I was born and raised, you saw similarities between the community here and the community at home, where it's disenfranchised, high rates of poverty, high rates of violence. And I started substituting on my days because I only had classes Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so I would substitute at Baltimore City Public Schools to, you know, supplement my festivities at the college. And when I was in the school, I never saw high rates of teen pregnancy at home. You know, girls who got pregnant at home got pregnant 18, 19. These girls was like 12, 13, 14 years old getting pregnant. And when I would meet their parents, it'd be like the mother's 30, the grandmother's 45, the great-grandmother. You're like, wow, this is crazy. Do you know there's other things that you could do besides have children? And so I started a group of girls called Sassy, and we brought them up to Morgan. And we would go to the gym, we would work out, we would show them campus, we would take them to the homes hall, different halls, so that they could see that there's another life. You could choose to do something different other than have babies. There's nothing wrong with having babies if that's what you want to do, but there's other things that you can do. You got to be able to take care of these babies that you're having. And so starting that in Morgan and knowing that I could start something gave me the ability to believe in myself at 18, 19 years old, where I was like, okay, if I come up with an idea, I can execute it, whatever that idea is. It's just a matter of talking to the right people, asking somebody on campus, like, is it all right if I bring some girls from the school? Okay, asking the school, is it all right if I bring the girls to the school? Okay, what do you need? Permission slip? No problem. So then when I went home, I started working, same thing. I would come up with ideas, and then I would just figure out how to execute it. And you know, in my career, I've been in my career 25 years. And so being an educator and wanting to do other things, I've just learned how to be an executor. And I brought that into my business life.
So what that's actually went into a few of the questions I want to ask. So what are the names of some of these businesses?
So the first business that I started was Diva Circle, which is a nonprofit dedicated to empowering women. Some of the women who I've empowered have started their own businesses. and some of the businesses are around self-love. So then my second business was Then Empower Her, which is all about promoting women empowerment, but not just for women to empower one another, but also the men in their lives to empower them so that they can help them, promote them, help them push after their goals, their dreams, their aspirations. And then I have some businesses that I haven't yet to launch, such as BBB Delivery Service, which is a delivery service that I'm going to start for my sons. My sons are 17, 9, and 7. And I want them to know, unlike we didn't know, you got to run a business. This is how you run a business. You can run a business and go to school. You know, all the money that we spent buying crabs and buying all the other stuff that we bought, I could have had a business, you know, back in the day. But I'm going to teach them that early. So right now, my kids, they come with me when I do pop-up shops for Then Empower Her and my other businesses. My son just launched a business, CLX Candles. So all the businesses that I've started are underneath my brand, KMD Enterprise. Because I realized that it's not just the businesses. It's not the businesses each individually. I am the business. I'm the person that's going to come to a situation, cultivate and motivate you as a business owner to grow your brand, to expand your brand, to even launch your idea, your businesses. I'm helping a woman, she's 70 years old, to write and publish her own book. She was like, before I'm 70 years old, which is in 2 weeks, I want to publish my book. I have this wonderful book and it's been sitting on the shelves for 50 years. And I've never had anybody that could show me how to do it. I said, you know what? I got you. We're going to do it together. You about to publish and be your own author. And so doing things like that for people made me realize that it's not a separate entity. It's all me. It's something that I can do to be a benefit to other people who may or may not know how to do something.
Sounds like you got a passion for a lot of this stuff. How much of it is based on your personal passion for things that you want to do? Because it sounds like not just making businesses for yourself, because a lot of people get caught up with just the bottom line, which is the dollar. But listening to what you're saying, it sounds like you have a passion for also helping people too. So how much of that plays a part into you coming with these businesses? Because we already understand you got to make money, but how much of it is based on, you know what, I just feel good helping people and showing them that they can do things as well?
Well, I think the benefit comes from people who have helped me. You know, I've been in situations where I'm in the wrong place, the wrong time, doing the wrong thing with the wrong person. And I could easily been a consequence of my actions. But because somebody prayed for me, my mother prayed for me and, you know, believed that God will look after me, and he looked after me, it's my give back. I have many talents because I'm doing something in my career in which I'm technological, in which I'm a service-oriented person. So if you're doing something and I'm like, I know somebody that does that, you know what? Let me hook you up with them. And then most people, especially older people, sometimes I find they don't want to deal with the person directly because they're on IG or they're on Facebook. They're like, I don't have any of that. I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to get the service for you. All you're going to do is just give me the money. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to get you the service and I'm going to give you the product. Because that person is not going to give you the home number. That person is not going to call and talk to you for 2 hours on the phone for you to explain to them what they want. Because we live in a much more fast-paced time. And so looking and finding the need for services has been able to help me to put my passion and my purpose into a box. Whereas before, I didn't know that helping people was not only marketable, that there was an avenue for it, and that there's also money attached to it. Because as I help people, I promote my own brand. When I put a book out, I get publishing rights on that book because I help you produce your book. So even though I don't have direct sales, it is indirect sales and also room and potential for growth.
So I'm a bottom line type person, like he said, and I'm pretty sure that somebody's watching this and say, you got all these businesses. Financially, how do you start it? Like, how do you start from the top line, not the bottom line? So speak about, like, financially, how do you help all these people, and how you even start your business?
Well, I think that I started my business with my own capital. I have a full-time job. I make good money. So because I have a full-time job, I make good money. I'm able to reallot resources that may have been spent on vacation or resources that may have been spent on a new bag. So instead of me getting that new Louis or me getting a new $3,000 bag or taking vacation, I'm going to take that money and I'm invested in going to buy shirts. I can buy, and I calculate, okay, for $400, I can buy 100 shirts. So if I get 100 shirts and I get 100 shirts printed, then now I sell these shirts $10 a pop. I've made my money back. I've doubled it. And so from last year I did about 15 pop-up shops. So you figure that each pop-up shop might cost me $100 to do a shop. I make $500, $600 a shop. You calculate that's just on my part time. That's just one business. So now I have two stands at the pop-up shop. So I grow. I go from doing one table to now I'm vending 2 tables. But I'm selling something at a lower price point because I realize that sometimes when you do certain pop-ups in different areas, I gotta have something to sell for $5. Because $5 is what people are gonna spend. Okay? So giving them a $30 shirt is not gonna work. But they will buy something for $5. Especially when my boys come with me and they're selling it. Hey, miss, you want some incense? And my sons are so cute, okay? So they're going to come up to you, and they're going to be like, miss, are you going to buy some oil today? Are you going to buy some incense today? Sure, baby. How much it is? $5. My sons know how to use it to get what they need for mommy want, and they come back to me, and they bring, here, mommy, I made you $100. Thank you, baby. And so making it a whole initiative, investing my own money into it, and not being fearful of risking money that would otherwise have gone to wasteful things. You know, I mean, yeah, you take vacation, but instead of us going to Puerto Rico, we're gonna have to drive to Virginia Beach.
Okay.
You know, and so just shifting my focus from things that may have been important to me at one time to now shifting into things that are important to me, but things that are also going to generate income.
So where do you see like your business growing in the future?
Well, in the future, I am trying to continue to build connections with people who I already have connections and established relationships with. Having gone to a HBCU is the biggest resource you could ever have.
Yes.
I mean, we have so many people in
Yes,
our
ma'am.
circle
Yes, ma'am.
that are doing big things.
Absolutely.
And it's like, what you doing now? Who you working with?
Right.
What, when y'all having something? No, I'm coming. No, I'm coming. You ain't got to put me up. No, I get my own space. I'll get my own room. I fly myself out. But I'm going to be there. All I need is a +1. And I can say that the love has been real. And I went to for example, I went to North Carolina. A friend of mine opened up a restaurant. He said, okay, I opened up the restaurant. I'll invite you to come down. I said, okay, I came down. Next thing you know, he had his lawyer at the house. The lawyer is helping me draw up a contract for one of my businesses that has a partner. Now, even though to somebody that might seem small, that's a $10,000 lawyer preparing me a contract on something that's going to save me tons of money. And he's like, you know what? We're going to put together you a marketing plan for the South. You already did what you did in the North, so we're going to work on the South. I said, okay. Just people on the strength of your relationship with them can bless you. And, you know, knowing this community and the ability to people who, like, it doesn't cost them anything to hook you up, to give you a number, to let you be at an event that they're going to be at to help promote your event.
I'm glad you said that, Mistress P. I've been noticing you're building your brand, you're using your kids a lot, but that was the one thing I was getting ready to ask you about. How do you promote your brands?
So I promote my brands on social media. Okay. I also look for opportunities depending on the brand will depend on where I market it.
Right. Okay.
So for example, in New Jersey, we have a bunch of different organizations. And so these organizations, certain times of year, do several balls, several dinners, scholarship events. And so you get a program. It's going to be 5,000 people there.
Right.
All you
So
got to do is get your ad in the program.
It's still
right, word of mouth. You know, you place advertisements. One of my friends who, her man is incarcerated in the feds, we just got one of my books through the feds.
Sure.
And I was like, the feds let that through? Tell them we sending 10 more. Like, you know, you're going to have to do some free promotion and give out some free things and understand that it's going to come back to you in the end. Because now you have 30 other inmates ordering. Matter of fact, I might even send them a kite and a picture. I don't know. Whatever we need to do.
Testers in any business brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always say the funny thing, and how you said, but with the testers and everything, the crazy thing about it is that I always say, what's the difference between the business model and the street model? Nothing but the consequences. So how you said, like, that's literally what it is. You see something like that? How she talked about giving a few books away and this, that, and the third. It's the same thing. That's why we said test. It's the same thing that the drug dealers do. Here, take that. They throw them things out there. Let the fiends do whatever. It's a different kind of fiends. It's a different kind of fiends and stuff. So it's the same thing. But a lot of people get caught up with I ain't giving away nothing for free. And if you notice, those people never really pop off. They never really go any place. So the fact that she's already, you know what I'm saying, thinking along those lines, you're already on the same track and everything. So what advice would you give somebody that's trying to start their own business?
I would say that you be patient. You know, be patient with both yourself and the process. You know, and then always reflect as to why you're doing it. Because my goal is not to get rich, even though I want to get rich. Don't get it twisted. I really do want to get rich, but I'm not in it to get rich. I finally found something that I'm passionate about, in addition to my career. My career I'm passionate about, but it's 25 years. I'm tired. The level of energy it takes to do this for 40 years that I would have to do it before I could retire to get a pension. It's just a lot.
It feels different when it's for yourself.
When you're working for yourself and don't have to clock in, making appointments and actually making, I can say during my day job, I do make a lot of impact on children's lives, and I've seen that because the children have come back now they're 30 years old telling me and they're taking me out to eat, because I took them out to eat when they were 13 and took them to McDonald's. So, it's a difference. But when you're doing this for yourself, you're patient with yourself in a different kind of way, meaning like, I went to a pop-up and only 10 people came. Mm-hmm. It's okay, because now I'm going outside the pop-up. It's not even my pop-up. I'm not the hostess. I didn't rent the venue. But I'm outside and I'm in front. Oh, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Tú puedes ver aquí? ¿Por qué? We have things for sale. Tiene un tienda para ti. And she's like, you speak Spanish? I'm like, not really, but a little. Growing up in the hood, you go to the bodega, you got to be able to speak a little Spanish.
No, you speak Spanish.
So I'm trying to drum up business. But I'm patient, not just with myself, but with the people in the process. When you're impatient and you're constantly looking for something, you're looking for some success to come overnight. No one became successful that I know of overnight unless you hit the lottery. And even then, they probably was playing the lottery for 20, 30 years before they ever hit it. So you got to be patient in that you're going to meet people. You have to learn how to use people for what they're meant to be used for. Not every person is going to be the person that's going to bring you to the next level. Some people are there to teach you an experience. So be patient with that experience. Let the experience happen. Don't try to rush things. Get to know what you're doing so that you know how to do it well, instead of just trying to do it quickly and trying to accomplish a lot of money. But fast money is usually going fast.
Okay. With that being said, I appreciate you sharing the knowledge and your passion, but I like to have fun.
Uh-huh.
So,
did you read the book? Because you would find out that the book is very fun.
Yeah. But here at Ocean's View, we have some fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
And we talk about all kinds of stuff. So you ready to have some fun with us?
Are you?
I am ready. Okay. I am ready.
Before you start us with the fun and everything, I just want y'all to know he's at 10%. I wasn't gonna let that slide. That was ridiculous. Like that was. I don't know if y'all seen that episode. That joint. It's a clip of Michael Jackson going around, and the sound guy Brad.
Yeah.
Did you see the clip? Anyway, there's a clip, and he's basically the song's supposed to end, and then singing I Just Can't Stop Loving You. So he's going through it, and the beat is still going, and Michael Jackson is like, Brad, it's a breakdown. Beat should be off basically, but the song keeps going. Mm-hmm. So Michael Jackson's like, I gotta keep going because the song's going.
So he's doing it in ad-libs.
Yes, he's doing it in ad-libs, and when he did whatever, I didn't even look over there. I just heard whatever, and I was thinking that, I was like, this is a fireable offense. If he wasn't related to me the way he was, that definitely would have been cut it out.
That's why I just switched the camera to him. I saw his face.
Oh,
so tell me y'all see.
Thank you. I'm glad you picked up on that nuance or whatever. How many of y'all watched the Super Bowl?
I watched it. I watched Super Bowl every year.
So I heard it was Rihanna's concert, and then the Super Bowl just so happened to happen. What did y'all think about her performance? I want y'all to go first because I got my ideas on her performance as well.
Oh God.
Her performance. I think Rihanna is great.
Oh, shit.
I do think Rihanna is great. I love Rihanna. You know what I mean? I immediately knew that something was off. Because she was moving like a robot.
And she was fully clothed.
And she was way fully clothed.
Way too clothed.
I love Rihanna. I love Rihanna more without clothes.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just being real, you know. And but for real, I thought that the track list was dope. I appreciated all the songs. The track list was dope, but it was lackluster because she couldn't move. It was underwhelming. You know what I mean? It was very underwhelming. The set design was dope. Everything. I actually thought it was like a tribute to Ye, actually, because
Yeah, it was a lot of
Ye did the floating thing. Ye did the red. I thought it was it looked like a tribute to Ye, but it was lackluster. You know, that's just how I feel about it.
Michelle?
I like Rihanna, and I think that she looked fine. She looked phenomenal. Her team, her dance squad was on point. The stage was on point. The music selection, as you mentioned, was very good. I think much of the feedback that when I saw, just immediately on TikTok and a bunch of different venues pointed out that she was expecting. I think that then changed people's perspective regarding her performance, as if she didn't perform well because she was pregnant. So I think overall it was a great performance. I don't think that it was anything less than many of the other performances that were given that may not have been seen as popular.
Cap. Sorry. That's the other performances.
Right, so you had other performances, so wasn't the one, and I don't want to misquote because I know that I saw 50 Cent, right? It was 50 Cent on one, right?
Yeah.
To me, that was just okay. To me, Rihanna's was fine. So there's no, his wasn't better than Rihanna's.
That was underwhelming as
yes, it was.
Two.
Yes, it was.
Not as underwhelming as this.
Yeah.
But that was underwhelming too. But I'm not comparing her to Dr. Dre and 50 Cent.
Right.
She is a female megastar, so I have to compare her to a female megastar or somebody that dances and moves and does things.
Fair. Well,
Right,
why
that's
not? Like I said, I didn't. Who knew she was pregnant?
She knew she was
She did.
pregnant.
She no, but I'm talking about before.
Okay, right.
Before she started performing.
No, yeah.
So you expecting, with her to, when she say throw it up, somebody got to throw something up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I got a pretty decent TV too. At least I thought. Or whatever. And I have no idea what y'all were watching. Y'all saying underwhelming. It's borderline whack to me. Shut up and down.
Borderline whack.
Borderline whack.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. First off, I'm not a huge fan of hers, which is ironic because I'm actually using a song for her. But that's something else. But I'm not really blown away by her, for one. That whole pregnant thing, that ain't no excuse, because even if she wasn't pregnant, she's not one hell of a dancer anyway.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's not, point this, Sierra being pregnant and not moving how she moved, it's going to be a totally
I've
different.
seen Sierra pregnant moving.
No, but that's what Sierra.
That's the problem.
Sierra is a dancer slash. She's a dancer slash singer.
Yeah.
Meaning dancing is what she does.
Dance
Singing
comes
is
first.
something that she can kind of do.
Yeah.
Rihanna is performer slash singer, megastar. Like, she's more personality and performance just because of, I guess there's some type of mystique surrounding her and everything. But the songs, I'm like, I heard a lot of hooks. That's what she do. That's what she does.
Slaps. That's what happened.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and that's cool. I'm not, a lot of these songs had other people on them. Like, she's not, put this, I'm glad she didn't do that whole Wakanda joint. I'm glad she didn't do that. I was waiting for that to come to be like, this is the shit I'm talking about. But she announcing her pregnancy to the world was very underwhelming for the simple fact of how Beyonce, how she announced hers with Love on Top. Where I guess they was at the Grammys or whatever thing they was at years ago. She was going for that. First off, don't be a billion feet into the air and pregnant. You see what I'm saying? So I knew she
that
wasn't
was a little
going to
crazy.
move around.
I was a little nervous.
Because she can't do much.
That's anxiety.
Yeah.
I had anxiety looking at the joint. So I was looking like, okay, she's going to stay right in that little circle, in that little space. But she sees Rihanna. So I get it why they went and got her. But I don't know. Janet's City was out. Beyonce was like, I'm not doing it right now. So who else are we going to kind of get? Like, who's left? They're not giving SZA That's how you say her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not giving her a whole set.
Nah.
She not there yet.
Janelle Monáe, which is an actual singer, but that's not what she does. She's to me, Janelle Monáe is more now actress singer.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, that's the same thing I see for Rihanna. I don't think Rihanna ever want to sing a song again. She's
she
a
has
billionaire.
to. Right.
She don't care.
And her music shows that she doesn't care. So
Not the music, the performance show. The performance definitely looked like she didn't care. It looked like, hey, they paid me to do this.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looked like. You know what I mean? Other than that, it was lackluster, underwhelming. It wasn't whack though. I'm not going to do that.
fine.
It wasn't whack.
It was 1 through scale of 1 to 10. It's a good 5 for me. But that's just fine. If y'all want to give her 10s and all that.
Nah, the women love her.
You can't even say that you would even be watching the halftime show if Rihanna wasn't performing.
Facts.
First off, I was only watching the halftime show because it was the
I'm not
halftime
talking
show
necessarily
of the
about,
Super
but I'm
Bowl.
talking about people. People would not have watched the halftime show if Rihanna wasn't performing.
That's
it probably
true.
caused people to watch the Super Bowl because Rihanna was performing, just so that they wouldn't miss her performance. I mean, whether or not you find her as a good artist or anything, there's tons of people, millions of people who think that she's a good artist that love her music. She has crossed over into popular culture, into all different types of culture. And so to try to diminish her when she's one of the richest black females out there, it is ludicrous to me.
So hold up.
Okay.
So because she's rich, we have to accept the whatever she's giving
you
us.
don't have to like
talent-wise?
it. You don't have to like it, but to try to act like she's whack is an issue to me.
Well, he didn't say she was whack.
Nah.
He said the performance was whack.
He said he don't even like her.
No, I actually do like it. She got some songs I
But
got.
I like it. I think she
You
got
like her
slaps. No, I do. She's a beautiful lady.
Who
But
you prefer with no clothes on?
well,
That's
a
what
lot
you
of
said.
most beautiful ladies I prefer with no clothes on. I am a man. But she does have slaps. And I expected a better performance because I didn't know that she was pregnant. And then when I looked at her and said, oh my gosh, she's pregnant, and she's a million feet in the air, the performance just gave me anxiety. Just don't fall.
What was she gonna do? What was she gonna do if she wasn't pregnant though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What did y'all expect her to do? She's not a great dancer.
Yeah, but she
But
does
she
move
would have done
more.
some choreography and she would have danced more if she wasn't expecting and probably uncomfortable.
It wasn't really the dance, it was the energy.
Right. But you're tired.
Yeah. Nobody told.
See, that's why. See, I don't get pregnant. That's why I understand.
Thank
The women be caking for it because I don't.
If y'all would fall apart.
No, first off, we wouldn't fall apart.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
they
would.
don't know. But I mean, y'all don't want men carrying kids because that should have said 1 year if God was to be like, you know what, for the next 5 years, men are be the ones to get pregnant. You will watch the world's populations drop like tremendously. That should be like today as of 2023.
Y'all be out here slinging.
There are 5 billion people on the planet. 5 years from now, they'll be like, there are 12 people on the planet. Like, niggas is getting abortions left and right. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, there's only 12 people walking around the planet.
Abortion has several levels.
Niggas will be walking around being like, yo, we about to go. Like, yo,
Nigga, plan A is always the plan. That's always
niggas will be outside. Niggas will be outside like, yo, where you about to go? Like, yo, bitch last night gonna get a nigga pregnant.
She gonna get a nigga pregnant.
Like, girl, I'm stressed. I got 3 niggas pregnant.
Talk about, and then when have us guys talk about, well, what are we gonna talk about it? And the woman like, the choice is yours. And we looking like, I just want you to know that the choice is mine. So if you expecting Junior, keep expecting. Yeah.
Cause I ain't gonna be expecting shit.
So I'm talking to my cousin the other day. She's going through some stuff. With I don't even want to say this is a guy. Well, I wouldn't say boyfriend, girlfriend, but that's part of her whole frustration with it. There's no title there, but he's selling her a certain dream. She's a New Yorker, and that doesn't mean she can't get game. But she's been around the block, you know what I'm saying, messing with different dudes. She's had her stages of the hustlers and, you know, the corporate and this, that, and the third. But initially, let me be upfront. I definitely was throwing him bail. At first, like, nah, you don't get to do the chance, you know, such and such and such. But she just kept coming back with more facts about things he's doing, and it was hard to defend. So I was like, she was like, you think he's playing games? And I was like, yeah, he's definitely playing games. Like, he's definitely playing games, and he's selling dreams. The problem that I have with that is, when do games stop? Because people like to always say, think about everybody, and we've all said it ourselves too, yo, I'm tired of playing games. When do we kind of start playing the games? And when should the game stop?
I guess it depends. It depends on the situation. Every game has a different beginning and a different ending, right? You play checkers. You know, you start out with who gonna go first. You know, you gotta strategize. How I'm gonna get him to go first. And I want to be black. I don't want to be red, right? So everything is a strategy. Even before you begin to date somebody, see somebody, you strategizing on getting the person, what you gonna do with the person, when you gonna smash quick, when you gonna make them wait. You know, everything to a certain degree is a game that you play. But then once you get them, you're still playing games. So I just think it's hard, you know, because he might have been playing a game with her all along, and she just didn't know.
Thing is, hold up. The thing is, she's been married before, and he's been married before. I think that plays a big part, because if you've been married and divorced, and even if you've just been married and you're not divorced and stuff, a lot of people like to think, if this goes left with me and whoever I'm with, I'm probably not going to get married again. Because I believe you need that space and that time anyway. Some people just jump back into it. That's not the average person. They both have been divorced. So it's like, but he's selling this dream that, you know, in a couple of years we'll be married. And she's like, I'm not even forcing or pressuring you for that at all. Let's just enjoy each other's company and continue from there. But her feelings are getting involved. They've been involved. That's one reason why she's calling me. But it's one of those situations where it's like, she's like, well, why is he putting it out there like that? And I'm kind of like, I think one of the disservices men do to women is this. Y'all assume just because we get to a certain age that certain things should stop. And that's just not the reality of how relationships go. Because how you play the game at 20 shouldn't be how the game is played at 40. And I don't mean just tricking people and stuff. Right. For example, women have to stop putting stock. I'm gonna give y'all a piece of the mail here, but y'all gotta stop putting stock into certain actions, because every action doesn't mean the same. And I'll give you a perfect example. The infamous meeting the family. That shit doesn't mean you're the one just because you met his family. Because there's some dudes that introduce every single chick to their family. And guess what? The family's like, oh, another one? Because that's just what they do. But some women take it as, oh, girl, I met his family and stuff. When I took, well, she's my girlfriend at the time. When I took her to my cousin's wedding, my aunt said to her, you must be special. It's been 35 years. This nigga has never brought a female around us at all. And she kind of heard that for the next 10 minutes, meeting different family members, uncles and stuff. Like, boy, you must be one, because he don't do none of that. This boy rip and run. I'm like, all right, relax, cool out. But it's the same thing. But some women take these gestures as, oh, I must be special because he's done these things with me.
But everything is in a game. I think that sometimes we overanalyze stuff. If that's what he says, maybe, honestly, that's what he means. And if that's not something that she's looking for, then what does it matter whether it's the truth or not?
No, I'm just giving the beginning part, because he actually is.
Well, if she wasn't looking for it, then she wouldn't be telling him. Oh, she wouldn't be telling him. I think you play games when sometimes you play games initially early in the relationship. To answer your question, when you stop playing games is when you feel like some type of way. When you get feelings caught up and now you want to be with this person for real, and you want something different than what you already had. Now, if you don't want that and you want this relationship to be the way it is, and you want to get all the benefits out of it, you're going to keep playing games and you're going to stop when the wheels fall off. You gonna ride that motherfucker? You gonna ride it till the wheels fall off? It's like, hey, she's gonna have to stop the game, or else he gonna keep playing. He gonna be on the ride forever until he just like.
Right, but if it doesn't matter if she gets married or not, then why does it matter if he wants to get married or not?
No, because what I'm saying is the point is it's what he's trying to sell, but his actions aren't aligning. That's why she's like, wait a minute, you're selling this dream, but none of your actions even align with that. For example, what just passed, Valentine's Day. She was like, this is the second Valentine's Day that he didn't give her anything. And she's not, now what I mean by giving anything, of course, and I'm just giving a little background, she's not one of those, she gets to the bag herself. But us guys, we know, to be honest, Valentine's Day is for y'all. If y'all get us guys something, if y'all get us something,
that was not a secret.
if you don't know, but the problem is this. The problem is this. For him to not even get her anything 2 years in a row, and I'm looking like, okay.
Did she say something the first year?
No. She, know what I'm saying? No. She didn't say anything because it's one of those, it's new in the relationship type thing.
Nah, this is clear.
Now, second year in a row, no flowers sent, no card, no nothing. And then he makes a comment, oh, I got you a gift. It's February 16th.
But this is clear though. It's clear.
But where was he on Valentine's Day?
But it's clear that he ride until the wheels fall off.
Was he home with her on Valentine's Day with no gift?
No.
Or was he out?
It's clear.
No gift?
This is clear as day. If I didn't give you a gift this year and you don't say nothing, then I don't give you the gift the next year, it's clear that I feel like, oh, she ain't say nothing, so I don't have to get her a gift. That's classic. I'm riding this till the wheels fall off.
No, but he said that, okay, so let's say I've dated people that don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
You do? You have?
Yeah, I have. They don't celebrate it religiously. So if you don't celebrate any pagan holidays, it's not a holiday that you do. I'm not expecting anything.
Valentine's Day is a pagan holiday?
It is.
Yes.
Pagan holiday.
The most pagan of holidays.
It is? I thought,
Do you know who Valentine is?
Wait till you know about Christmas, young nigga. Wait till you know about
hold up. Every time I hear pagan, I only think of Halloween.
Yeah.
So what the hell? So, first off, that's some bullshit. Because when she started, I wanted her to continue, but when they be like, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. First off, to me, in my mind, Valentine's Day is not something to celebrate. To me, this is a woman's day. They might as well change the name because you ladies like to get things, no problem. This is the excuse to do it because first off, nobody's off for Valentine's Day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a holiday. To me, it's not a holiday. To me, a holiday is the day you're off work. When it's a national holiday, you're off work. So Valentine's Day is just another way, okay, let the ladies do something. But this whole pagan thing, to me, that sounds like game to do, but like, I don't celebrate it because of the pagan. Like,
100%.
I'm like,
100. That is.
No, but if somebody,
that is game.
The same way, if somebody's Christian, do they celebrate Ramadan? No, they don't because they're not Muslim. They're not Islamic. So if that's a holiday that somebody that you know is celebrating, you wouldn't be going through the same rituals and routines that they would because they celebrate something that you don't.
Jewish people take off for Hanukkah.
They do.
But it's a real thing. Okay. Valentine's Day is not a real thing, but go ahead.
Valentine's Day is a man-made holiday.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. So if you decide to celebrate it on that day, you can celebrate love any day. It don't have to be on Valentine's Day.
This is
right?
true.
It could be it should be celebrated more than just one day a year anyway. But okay, so if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, that's fine. But your ass better be home. We eating food together. We watching movies together. You should not be in the house on Valentine's Day.
What if it's just a regular day?
If you in the house any other day, why are you not in the house on that day?
What if you're not in the house any other day?
What he said is that he didn't give her anything and he wasn't home. See, it's not the not giving me anything I probably would have a problem with. It's the not having your ass home. Because where is you? Don't they live together?
No, they don't live together. But I'm glad. See, they don't live together, but she has the keys to his place.
Right. Did she go over his place on Valentine's?
No, because she's not that stalkerist type and that type thing. Because I actually told her, once again, I'm glad you brought that part up because this is all context of everything going on. She has the keys to his crib. Once again, that's one of those, girl, look. Now, I'm not saying that's how she's carrying it, but most women would assume he good. Got the key. Oh, he really likes me. And I'm looking like, and I told her, I said, I don't think you're the first woman. I don't think nobody else has a key now. But you ain't the first woman that he's giving
Simone
it.
Cotton.
Some dudes do certain things, but they do them with every female. But it's like over the top shit. Me personally, if I give you a key, we damn near married anyway. If we do something like that, but all that keys and the past, no, you don't get all that. But some people do it because they live on the edge like that. And I think this dude is living on the edge at this point.
This nigga is the edge.
So my thing with her is my best advice was she was like, well, should I just stay? I'm like, well, feelings don't go away that easy. You're not gonna just be like, oh, I don't like you. I just think I said my advice to her was y'all need to have your boundaries set of where it's going or how it's going to be. Because the infamous...
He already told her where it's going.
He didn't tell her because he's playing games.
He said we about to get married soon. In a few years.
I fix my credit.
Yo.
As soon as I fix my credit.
Crazy. It's crazy.
That is outrageous. Hey, man, he told her where it was going. Here's what it is. And it's going to go there until the wheels fall off. Until she realized, hey, it ain't going nowhere.
What are your thoughts on celibacy?
Oh, God.
I think you can go through periods of celibacy. I personally went through a period of celibacy. There's nothing wrong with it. It helps you to focus. It also then helps you to sift out the wheat from the chaff. You know, you see people for who they are, if they want to really be in your life versus if they just want a sexual relationship. But most times, 9 times out of 10, you already knew that. You know, it just made it more clear. And, you know, you got the salesmen who always think that they can talk you out of celibacy. Like, you know, it was like, oh, yeah, okay, you going to sell me. We love God. Yeah, we do love God. I love God, too, you know, okay. I know women who use celibacy as a weapon, you know, against their mate because they felt like they were being mistreated. And so they just decided, woke up one day, I'm going to be celibate. I'm going to tell them, okay, see how that works. You know, I mean, I believe celibacy is good if you do it for the right reasons. And just not try to be abusive either to yourself or to others with it.
My views on celibacy is I'm not doing it.
Right.
So you can be celibate if you want to.
Right.
I'm not. That's my views on celibacy. I think it's weird. Why would you not want to have sex?
No, it's a control mechanism. It's a control mechanism derived from women. Because dudes,
derived from women.
because we not doing that. First off,
What are we not doing?
like my thing is, well, I'm not gonna say we. I'm gonna say me.
Okay.
I'm not doing
There
it.
we go. All right.
You know what I'm saying? The most times I think the longest I've been celibate was maybe 2 months. And
Hold on, were you celibate or just like not having sex at the time?
yeah, I wasn't getting none.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm at.
That ain't great celibacy. I was celibate.
No, definitely. It was a dry patch.
Right.
Nobody was available ever for 2 months or whatever. But at the same time, I don't even see, because to me, celibacy, especially when women try it, it's like a faucet and you're trying to cut it off. You're not going to open the faucet and we just slapping, bumping chests and everything. Then all of a sudden, oh, you treat me like this. I'm going to lock it up. Oh, you're going to lock it up? Okay. I'm going to find somebody that's got it
I don't
unlocked.
think that's the case. You got to take into account how women are raised. Women are raised differently from boys, right? I teach my boys go out there, explore, have fun, conquer. You teach girls, bring that ass in the house, cover it up, don't give it away, keep it to yourself. And if you're religious or raised in the church, having sex outside of marriage is fornication. Yeah. And so you're given oftentimes a guilt trip about fornicating, about having sex, especially women being free with the sex. You know, if you as free with your sex as a man oftentimes is or is seen to be, then you're a slut, you're a hoe, you know, you loose, you know, you're everybody's turn. You know, so women have that sometimes playing in the back of their head. If you get into, you figure 3-4 relationships that don't work out, that's 3-4 niggas you done fuck. And now you done added 3-4 to your pocketbook. So now your pocketbook getting kind of heavy. You're like, oh shit, my pocketbook getting kind of heavy. You know what? Let me slow my roll. Let me take a break from dick. Let me put dick on the back burner and let me figure out what the fuck is going on. Because clearly I'm making some wrong choices with my life. I think sometimes people make it about, like, it's not necessarily the act of sex. It could just be reflective, both of the woman and her relationship with God. Because sometimes you think God is punishing you for not giving you the things that you want because you out here living a double life.
So my question is, all that is true. So my question is, so if you celibate, do you have a problem with the guy you dealing with not being celibate while you figuring all this stuff out?
I think it depends on the woman. I think women gain maturity through experiences and time. When, like me, I've been married before. I'm divorced. So I understand men gonna get ass. Like, it don't bother me. I'm not giving you ass. Go get your ass. Oh, she cute. Yeah, get ass from her. But wear something because she might be a little dirty. You know what I'm saying? You never know. She look a little fresh. Do you? But then you have women who, like mental women, I see them in 20s, 30s, and they have that idealistic mentality of, he's just gonna love me and be with me. And I say, but you see him, look at those 5 bitches that just walk by. And he's over there talking to one right now. Are you paying attention? You see he's not paying attention to you?
Right.
Like, really? Okay, good
But
luck with that.
I've also seen this happen on more than one occasion. So guys dealing with a girl, she's celibate or whatever. So he's waiting it out. And then he finally has sex with her. And then he feels like resentment or some type of way. Like, what was this?
You made me wait for?
What was the? it's not even like that's what you made me wait for. It's like, what was the purpose?
Right.
Like, I waited 3 months or 6 months, and then it's like, all right, but now we had sex, and it's like, I feel like, why? That was crazy. I know people personally that have ended relationships like that. Like, look, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm off it.
Well, was it because the sex was bad, or was it because
it was a resentment? Like, I just don't understand what all of this was for. Because you got to understand, if you're in a relationship with somebody, or if you're in relationship with somebody, it's not just you in that relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's another person.
But that goes both ways. Sometimes you get with a person who's going through a mental stress, not a break, but a mental stress, where they've gone through a situation, they've been mentally bruised, and now they're trying to recuperate. And what they don't want to do is to make a move before they finish recuperating. And so they move too soon, they make a decision too soon. While yes, it might be sexually pleasing physically, mentally, they won't be able to handle it. They'll be falling apart when you're not around because their trust issues haven't been resolved, or their...
No, that's going to happen regardless.
Okay.
that happens.
People can resolve their trust issues. People can resolve their insecurities if they make up their mind to do so. Through
celibacy.
I didn't say that I would choose that way, but some people, I don't know if they would.
Hey, if you say so, I just think it's crazy. I ain't with it.
I had a woman before. She was a young lady at the time I was in school, and backstory a little bit. Her boyfriend had passed away. He didn't get killed enough. He was sick. So, and they were together for a minute. When she came, she was a freshman. She came to the school and everything. I think I was like a junior or something. And long story short, we started dealing with each other. She didn't want to have sex, this, that, and the third. I was cool. I said, all right, because I actually liked her. I definitely was still doing my thing. But it was just like, okay, I'm going to wait my time. Whenever you decide that this one will do, I can always cut them off or whatever. And everything was going cool till she made a little bad comment I wasn't feeling. We was out eating, and one of my friends made a comment talking about sex, and not saying with us because they didn't even know that was going on. And she just blurts out like, "Well, I can't be him because we ain't doing nothing." I was like, "Oh, so this chick now you playing games with the box?" I said, "All right." In back in my mind, I was like, "She's got a week. She's got a week." We was going. This was around the 2-month time. One at a time. I let it go. I said, "Okay, I like you, so I don't have to force." She made that comment. I'm like, "Oh, you playing games? You got 1 week." And then that following week was homecoming. And then the deal got closed. Right. And then I told her afterwards, I said, "Oh, you saved yourself because you was on your way out after that." So celibacy don't work with me because especially if you use it as a weapon formed against me, that's it.
You shall not prosper.
You will definitely not prosper in this relationship at all. One night stands. This is for everybody though. Are one night stands? See, your answer is going to be different because you're a woman. So you guys, are one night stands luck or skill?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I believe that it's more skill. As you know, I'm not the one night stand guy. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm not aggressive enough. I'm not, and I just really don't be caring like that.
Right.
I just really don't be caring. So, but I've seen masters at this. I have a few friends.
You're working with one. You're working with one.
I have a few friends that are closers, and to see them at work is a sight. They just do things that I wouldn't have done. Right. You see what I'm saying? They do things that I'm like, yo, that is wild that she went with that. Like I can't believe that she actually went with that. You know what I mean? So
you think it's trickery?
No, I just think they just possess a little bit, it's a little luck involved, but to close is skill. You see what I'm saying? Me, I'm more. That's why every woman that I deal with wanted to marry me because I'm a little more. You know what I mean?
But you gave off. See, that's the thing. See, what the problem was. You controlled the pheromones in your body, and I didn't go. And
so you have a problem with controlling your pheromones.
No. What I mean by that is this: it's the energy you give off. If you give off, I want to be in a relationship vibe. That's what she's going to take.
Yeah, right.
But if you would have been giving off the pheromones of, let's have a good time tonight, then that's what a lot of times. See, I'm saying like this. I'm more so on the skill side. There was a point when I thought it was luck too. Hence the phrase "getting lucky," because that's just what it was. My first real one-nighter, the chick was at least 11 years older than me, or whatever. She controlled the whole night.
She one-nighted you,
like,
sir.
Pretty much, no. But the whole thing is that she controlled the whole night. And when I'm not talking about physically, what I'm talking about just how everything went down. Like we were in the spot. We talking, we dancing, yada yada yada. My homeboy, he was a little older than me. He starts messing with her cousin or sister, something like that. We get outside. She was like, "Yo, what y'all about to do?" So I'm looking like, well, geek answer. Well, no, let's go get something to eat because in my mind, I gotta extend the night. She was like, nah, ain't nobody hungry. She was like, yo, let's go to this telly. She's super aggressive. Mind you, she's like 35, whatever. So we say, okay. We get into the car. Okay, we driving and everything. We in the back seat. She already know what she's going for. So she's all over whatever. My man is driving. He's doing whatever, but he's a little older too. So I'm just going for the ride. We get to the telly. She pays for it. She pays for it. She pays for it, everything. We get there. I didn't even know this spot was up here or whatever. We go there. The night gets crazy and everything.
She took advantage of you.
Definitely did. So after it was over, I get back home. It's like 6, 7. It's like
right.
6. Oh no, we just wild shit. What you call it? But it's like 6, 7 in the morning. I come home. That ain't the drama. The very next week, I go back to the same spot. I see her. She's with another dude. Dude is around her age though. I seen her. I was like, hey, when I mean to tell you she didn't wave at me, she didn't say nothing. And so I kind of was like, on one hand, I was like, I already hit it. But then I was like, damn, what we did. So I go down, I see my man, because we in the spot. I said, hey, yo, remember Shorty from last week? He was like, yeah. I looked over there. I said, yeah, she right there. And then he was like, I was like, yo, she didn't say nothing to me. He was like, so? So I was like, yo, man, that's messed up. We did all that. He said, yo, Shorty's like 35. She was like, she probably messed with this dude. She was like, she had fun with you, enjoy the time, move on. He was like, and I remember he's like, yo, if you can't handle like that, then you gonna have to start making people your girlfriend and stuff. But he was like, yo, she was out for a good time that night. He was like, yo, she might have been going through something with him last week and she wanted to get her frustrations off on you. She's like, be lucky it was you.
And that was a day a true savage was born.
Yes. Yes. 'Cause at that point, I was like, oh, so that's how this works. And then I started learning as time went on how to start cornering my prey, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Until you got the glow.
Pretty much. Once I got the glow, it was a wrap because it got to a point. These are older stories.
So long time.
But it got to the point where if I go out and you was a woman and you was like, "Oh yeah, I came by myself," it was like antennas went up. Don't tell me you came by yourself, because that's telling me you want to leave with me, not somebody, me or whatever. Don't be fiddling around talking about. Once I ask, so what do you gotta do tomorrow? And you don't work or nothing. I'm just up, or it's a wrap. They gotta close that home run gotta be hit or something. So I kind of stopped thinking it was luck after a while. But you know, there's been wilder situations where you be like, okay, it's been some luck here. But the thing about women is they don't have to get lucky. Because y'all decide, y'all can get laid one night anytime y'all want.
I think it's skill. I would agree with you that a man has to be awful skillful to get me to want to go to bed with him the same night I met him. Can't say whether or not anybody has been that skillful, but definitely skill. It's not luck because it's a job.
Absolutely, somebody's been that skillful.
No, because again, is it their skill or my permission? It's not really their skill. It's more my permission.
You just said they had to be skillful.
And they have to be skillful too in order for me to want to give my permission. Okay. So the skill has to be there.
Okay.
But the skill, my permission trumps your skill.
I guess you're right about the permission part.
Permission trumps everything.
But the whole thing is this. Well, of course, that's permission. But from what she's saying is what exactly how I be telling dudes that because I got a friend, we go back and forth. He always says nothing. His theory is it's pure luck every time. And I'm like, that's not the case. I'm like, most times dudes talk themselves out of getting even the permission because they just say the wrong things and start just acting goofy and doing the wrong things. A woman to go out by herself that's like, you know what? I will give somebody something tonight. But they got to list in their head of the things that the gentleman has to kind of do. It's not about buying them a drink or just it got to be a certain vibe. They got to be a certain look. It just has to be, everything has to line perfectly for them. Now, a lot of women might take it as, well, if he deviates from one thing, that might mess up the whole thing. But dudes don't be deviating from one thing. They mess up 2 or 3 things. They mess the whole list up, and then they don't realize it's almost like a video game. You talk and everything's cool. Panties are slowly coming down. And everything, they can't see it. Then they start talking some crazy shit, and the panties slowly start coming right back up. They start coming back up, and then once they get back up, they're never coming back down. They're never coming back down.
There might be a little bit of luck in there, because there's been some times where people have fumbled, and then you be like, oh, girl, go ahead, give him some. He's nice.
You let some niggas fumble and then come back?
No, I'm not talking about me.
Okay.
I'm talking about I'm out with my girlfriend. Okay? I'm talking about, we out with the girls, I'm talking about girl time. We having girl time, and you see her being set up, and she's like, girl, forget him. I can't, I'm not going home with him. Girl, we got our room, I got my car, you not driving? Go ahead. I mean, somebody was familiar, whatever, but they were never familiar with each other. Yeah. And I was like, come on, he nice. Go ahead, give him some. All right, girl. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Because I know in my mind, she really wanted to give him some. She just needed to okay because she didn't want her girls to see her as a hoe. So it's like, okay, go ahead. We'll help you out.
Amazing.
So there's a little luck in this.
You are an amazing friend.
Sometimes a dude don't even know how he getting helped out to be lucky.
Yeah. That was amazing. That was... Oh, good.
Especially the women. I've talked to a few women before, and I've been like, when they be like, we came together, we lead together. I'm like, grow up. I'm like, look at, I'm like, grow up. Like, stop it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is why you a closer. This nigga said grow up.
It's preposterous.
Yo, listen, this is what's going to happen. Y'all two going there, y'all three going there, she's coming with me. This is the type of stuff I be seeing. And it be just working. I be like, yo, you know so what? All 5 of y'all just gonna listen to him?
Yo,
like, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. One of my best lines ever that always gets me in the door. It's a group of women. I walk up to the group. I put my arms around them. And it'd be like 5 of them. I'm like, all of y'all are real good looking. But I know at least one of y'all are attracted to me. So I'm gonna let y'all pick which one it is. That gets me a laugh every single time. And then that one person does reveal themselves. So, fellas, take that jewel, try it. Now, my cousin, he be like, I'm never trying that shit. He was like, yo, he said, I've tried a few of your lines before, and they look at me like I'm crazy or whatever. And I got it from some crazy dudes.
I've never tried anybody else's lines.
Irrational.
I did. It's about phases. So none of y'all ever gone through phases in life?
Yeah, but I never tried anybody. I just always knew I'm me. I knew what worked for me.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I was that. I've been me for a long time.
When you present this concept is that you're always the hunter, right?
No,
in the first situation, you presented yourself that you were hunted.
I'm a hunter. I'm a hunter. First off, just look at me. I'm definitely hunted.
Hey,
so what you doing?
Oh, what is wrong with him, yo?
So is it when the woman bags you? Is it skill or is it luck? Because you've been bagged before, right?
How does she look? Give her 1 through. No, I'm saying forget.
Let's say give me the
10.
scenario with a 5 and give me the scenario with a 9.
Say that part again.
Give me the scenario with a 5 and a scenario with a 9.
A 5 can only bag me one way.
What's that?
She has to grab my dick.
Like, she has what is going on? Like, really?
The five has to be so overt. She has to be so overt with her actions and her attempts that is like fine. And it's
I don't know,
the fact that she's a 5. It's
I grabbed this dick.
It's a 5.
I just went down and sucking it.
Nah, the 5 could get lucky if she last resort.
No, she can get lucky at its time has a lot to do with it as well.
Absolutely.
Because if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, the 5 her chances go up higher.
6.5.
6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. Oh no, you got to work. Right. And that's probably like
so. You gotta have skill.
Okay. You have to have skill at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m.
And then the 9.
Well, it's a 9. It's a 9.
So just any pretty girl can get you.
Nah, not so much, cause she still gotta grab me too. But once she actually comes up.
She's grabbing metaphorically though, right?
Yeah, no. So she can physically do it. But like this, I don't want to say all it takes to do is grab the joint, but that's just being like, oh, you're a woman about yours. You saw what you liked, and that's just that or whatever. Now, granted, if you are 9 and you just grab it, I'm starting to think. Look at it. I'm good looking and stuff, but I ain't the only one in the world. So I'm looking like you can't be doing this with everybody. You know what I'm saying, like that. But a lot of times you got to read the room. You got to read the room because, all right, we've all been in places. We're all good looking or whatever. And I ain't just saying that because I got some ugly friends. But what you call it, we've all been places where we walked inside. We were like, I am clearly in the top 5 in this motherfucker room. I tell you that shit. And that's like this. I don't care how humble you are. Everybody start that. You've been in some rooms where you like, shit. Nah, ain't nobody in this shit giving me no run for my money. And I've been in places, I already think I'm in the top 5 to 10 anytime I go out anyway. But there's been those times, there's been those times where you like, I am the best looking nigga in here. You know what I'm saying? And you just know the attention comes to you, especially with guys. Much more so with women, because y'all beauty is different. But with guys, we look at it as times we used to go to Miss. And the chicks that everybody else is trying to holler at, we don't even be trying to talk to them. We just be consumed with having a good time with ourselves. And of course, we might dance with some other chicks. Those good looking ones they found their way over to us. And then I was like, okay, now we go. But if you're a 5, you gotta work. If you're a 9, you kinda gotta stay, you gotta still give me a little bit of exclusivity in that you picked me. And it's not just like, it's just something for the
I think
thing.
that's the same with men too.
Yeah.
Like the women, if they physically attracted to you, you got to do less work. It just is what it is. If you're less attractive, you might need to have a little bit more money. You definitely got to have some more game, and you definitely can't fumble all those things on that list. You can't fumble one thing on that list.
If you're ugly, you're everywhere else.
100%. You know what I mean? I think it's, you know.
You're ugly, then you better be Jay-Z.
Just if you're fertile, you got like, I'll pass. I might fuck around and get pregnant.
Yeah, I hope you pass if you're fertile. That's crazy. That's outrageous. We talking one night stands.
You know how many babies been made
I
over
guess
one
Marcus Houston really taking this immature shit to the umpteenth degree. Like he's just taking it to the umpteenth degree.
Like that.
No, like he puts a whole that's a double entendre that he didn't even ask for, and he just jumped into that. Marcus, unless you've been all over the place, Marcus Houston is married to his now wife, formerly known as Maya Dickey. She's now Maya Houston. Mm-hmm. The issue that social media and people are having is that Marcus Houston is, I believe, either 39 or 40 years old.
40, shorty.
He's 40. And his wife of 3 years, who's now 22. Mm-hmm. I'm no mathematician, but I can go back 3 years. It's 19 to 22. Yeah. Now, people are quick to be like, we got to stop with this whole 18, you're an adult thing. That's legally by the law. Mm-hmm. But you're not a grown-up at 18. You could be one if you're paying all your bills, if you're self-sufficient, you're a grown-up at that point. I don't believe that was the case with this young lady. Now, social media is trying to figure out the timeline. And by social media, I'm talking about me as well, too. Right. Because I'm at 46, there's nothing an 18 or 22-year-old can do for me. At all.
Nothing?
Physically, that's about it. I can physically hit it.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just, no. First off, this is what I'm talking about, but y'all immature selves, y'all minds are only on the physical.
Nothing at all.
That's where it starts.
Only on the physical.
22-year-olds is soul.
That's all you can do.
And energetic.
You gotta put your creep on.
Hey, yo. Hey, man, it is what it is. But I do understand what you're talking about. I don't see how you can, at 40-something, be in a relationship with somebody that's 22 years old. Let alone at 37, 38, be in a relationship with a teenager.
I mean, people have done it all the time. I mean, you look at stars who have dated young women, young artists. Aaliyah was dating stars at a very young age when she was a teenager. You have many performers that date their way up and into the industry. They're seen as a commodity. You know, you like them young breasts, baby breasts,
Let me ask you a
baby
question.
cooch.
Stop real quick. Were you picked up by the older nigga in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I figured as much. Yeah, I figured as much.
How you figure this?
I seen it. I was just saying. I know your type.
Yeah, they came by the school to pick me up.
Pick you up. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I didn't want to be walking on the bus with bus tickets. I wanted to be in the riding around. But they didn't have me do anything against my will.
Oh, no, of course not.
So just because she's young doesn't mean that she's naive or that she's
it exactly
not
means
a
that.
willing participant to the party.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of young women like older men because of what they can do that younger men can't do. You know, you don't have a car, you working at McDonald's. I don't want to do that. You know, he got a real job. He can take me real places and we could do real things. And that is very appealing for someone who is immature, naive, and willing to sacrifice a little bit of their time, a little bit of their twat. I mean, you're giving it away anyway. Might as well give it away to somebody who can do something for you.
But you said that they were young and
They are.
immature.
They are.
And that is exactly why predators prey on them. because they're young
Right.
and immature.
And predators gonna prey, and you could be 45, divorced, 5 kids, desperate, and a predator can prey on that. He could prey on your kids' benefits. He could prey on you being able to be independent and take care of stuff. He can ask you to help him pay for his rent because you got your house paid for in the time because you grown. So anyone could take advantage. Anyone could take advantage of anyone, regardless of their age. You could take advantage of somebody with a disability because they're disabled. They get a check every month, so you had them giving you your money, giving you their money. So anyone can be susceptible to be taken advantage of, whether they be young or old.
Men are predators.
People are predators because women prey on young boys. I know a lot of older women who got young dudes. Their back is strong. They keep it up. They don't need Viagra. They get it up right away. They don't need 20 minutes to recuperate. So it goes both ways.
What if you only need 5 minutes to recuperate? I'm just saying, like, yo, I was triggered a little bit by that because I'm sitting there looking like, I'm checking the boxes off. Okay, I'm good with that.
My back is strong. I got a good back.
She said 20 minutes. I was like, okay, 5. And to me, that's just a walk to the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? The infamous hold the refrigerator door open, butt naked, grab it, get something to drink.
I don't judge too much. My wife is 7 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife is 7 years younger than me. But,
7, 8, 18, 19.
It ain't 18.
That's just,
It ain't 18.
Right, but you were 27, she was 20. When
it's a fact.
Right. And when she was 17, you were, 24?
I didn't know her.
You didn't know her, but as far as the age differential. But I'm saying you could have somebody that's much younger and still more mature based on the experience, different things they're going through. You have people who had lost at a young age, so they had to mature. They've been responsible. They've been financially responsible for their family, for their siblings, even took custody of their their siblings because a parent was deceased. So I think it's situational. It depends on the situation. Because you have 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds that are very immature that act like 10-year-olds. So then what's the difference between taking advantage of one of them versus dating someone who's younger but acts more mature?
the thing about the whole, and I'm glad you opened the door with that one. This is the, how do I say this without sounding like a hater, but dudes that's really messing with chicks. Okay, for me, when I started seeing the young ladies that I watched grow up, get older, I remember saying to a few of them, to the younger kids that were like, these girls are like 10 years younger. And I'd be like this, I would tell like the younger dudes, I'd be like, yo, you better mess with such and such. She's going to be a knockout when she gets older. But that's how I'm looking at her. She's cute, her mama's cute. She's going to be all right when she get older. But that's for y'all, not for me.
Right.
But as they got older, I can right here and say, I never went there. Never went there. But that's just me. I know people that did. And not gonna lie, I kind of started side-eyeing them because I'm looking like,
100%.
yo, this is such and such. Yo, she's grown now. Hold up. She's grown now. My thing is this. Nah, mentalities is one thing, but I can't see. That's why when Michelle brought up the fact that when your wife was 17, yeah, you didn't know her. I don't believe she's your wife if you knew her at 17.
Wait a minute. So you talking about dudes who see a girl grow up and then when they're grown, be messing with them?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's outrageous.
No, but that's the thing. And I guess that some dudes going to be watching this saying that I'm throwing salt in their game because chicks, I'll talk to some of these younger girls and be like, yo, so what are you seeing that? Oh, he says I'm mature for my age. I'm like, oh, that's the handbook. He's going to tell you that. You're not. My thing is this. When you have these conversations, if I can't go, I always joke with my students when they like, yeah, back in the day. And I be like, what? You mean 2015?
Right.
Like, that's there back in the day at this point or whatever. I'm looking like, my back in the day, I always mess with them. They was like, Mr. G, first off, one kid hit me with he was like, Mr. G, you was born 1950? I was like, yeah, thanks. Or whatever. But this is where their mind's at. Can't turn around. I don't care how old they get. They 25. It ain't never gonna be nothing that way. That's just my That's just my character and who I am.
Right.
I can't watch you grow up and all of a sudden because it's not even, I'm not even talking to you the same way. Because at some point, I'm not gonna lie. At some point, if we start arguing, I mean, feel like I'm talking to my damn daughter or something.
Yeah, you're a child.
Send your ass to the moon.
You're my
You don't know nothing about this. And what happens when I'm music? We on our YouTube tip, and I'm up here, remember this?
Nope.
And then she's like, nope. But then she's up here talking about, I am what I am, and she's getting sturdy, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. So it's that little things. If you dudes want to be sleaze buckets and sleep with these younger chicks like that,
that's what you are.
It's physical. If that's what you want to minimize it to, then have at it. Because like she said, fine, it is legal to do that. But you dudes is up there having relationships with these young chicks and gassing them, talking about, oh, she's mature for her age. No, she's not. She's mature exactly how she is at that age.
Right, but to me, it's the opposite fetish of men who like older women. You know, there's some men who always want to date a woman who's older.
I definitely do.
Want to date a woman who's 10, 15 years older than them because they like women who are more stable, more mature. So what is the difference when it's reversed from younger than to older?
I can tell you. For me, the reason why I like older women as a younger man is because they didn't play games. They wasn't on that celibacy shit. They wasn't on that tip. They wasn't on that tip.
Oh, God.
Like this. I'm glad you said that. Most of those early one-nighters was with older women. That's what started messing me up with the woman that was my age, because I'm looking like, oh, you playing games.
Yeah, right.
You playing games. Cause fucking Maddie over here, she ain't playing no games.
So Miss Nadine don't get that. Miss Nadine gotta cook meal for me.
Miss Nadine cooked cornbread, mac and cheese, and
Oh man, y'all sending me down memory lane. I don't even want to get into everything because that show right now, this is a PG-13 type show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's PG-13. That's the rating you get because you get an R-rated film. It's hard to get R. People won't come to your movies. Like I'm not making that up. That's a fact. Like, I know that. Like that. So I said, what PG-13? I'm looking like, I keep talking. Should be X-rated. That's just gonna be that. So this is a great time.
Yes, it was.
Fellow Morgan alum. Y'all need to go. Do you have a website and everything?
Yes,
Let them know your website
posted,
and everything else.
In about a week or two, it'll be kmbenterprisellc.com.
What about your social media following? How do they get in contact with you?
So I'm on Instagram at KMB Enterprise LLC. I'm also at Empower Her, then Empower Her. And then my personal Instagram is MyMichelle4EverEVN.
I know what to do. We bring powerful people from Morgan, and we like to get people on the ground floor because next time we bring her up here, she might be too busy. She might charge us.
Mm-hmm.
And if she charges us, best believe that following episode is going to be all about her. There's going to be no fooling, straight talking about how terrible of a friend she was, and don't support that, whatever that thing she is. But nah, we ain't on that kind of time. Willie Negro, little brother Devin Epps, 20%. Greg, you up to 60% because of what he did tonight. So, Ocean's View, see y'all this Sunday if y'all coming out to my Forgotten 40s joint.
Yeah.
We here to have a good time. Peace.
Peace.